what's going on, everyone? We are live, back at it for another day of doing some more Webflow design and development. So thank you for joining me on this live stream. Maybe we get together, we can work. I'll work on my stuff, you work on your stuff, and I don't know, we all work on stuff together. Get going, building businesses, which is what we're doing. And in this live stream, we're trying to build a $1 million company that specializes in doing web design, web development, and also content creation and photography and videography work. And I guess some audio work as well too with podcasting stuff. Where we're going to ending up, who knows, in terms of what we're going to end up focusing on as a company. I don't know. Nothing's set in stone, because as with lots of things in business, you want to be flexible. You want to be able to, be able to pivot depending on what makes sense for you, what makes sense for the company. With all that being said, let's dive right in. So the past couple of days, we have been working in Webflow to develop our website, which we have done some wireframes, which let's put here just to show you. We've been doing our wireframes. So we got all these wireframes here that we've done. So what we're doing is we're taking these wireframes now and we are just creating the website for it. And that is what we're going to do. So that is going to be within Webflow, which is right here. So let's logging into our system. Let's see, there's a little update. New features, new updates to the libraries, beta. Number small, changes to search. Okay, nothing too critical there. And Pixel Media Corporation, here we are. And I do think we're already at a 125 zoom. Perfect, okay. Can I make this smaller? I can make this a little bit larger. Cool. All right. So what do we have so far? Refreshing. We've for the home page. We did the contact page. I think we did that one yesterday, as well as the journal page, which is like a blog page basically. And you might notice that it looks rather plain, and that's on purpose, because what we're doing is we're just doing the structure first. We're just laying down the framework. Basically, it's almost like laying down the HTML of the site, and then we'll work on the CSS and all the design after the whole structure is put into place. So I want to make sure we're building things as efficiently as possible, making sure that we reuse various sections and various components in a way that's efficient, so that when we apply a style to one thing, it'll apply throughout the whole website and not just, to that specific page. And one thing we probably want to bring up is our website content document. And this, what is this? This document here just outlines the text that we've written and also tells us what pages we need. And we only need 6 pages. So far we've done the home page. I'll just put a yes if I've done it. We've done the journal page. And we've done the contact page. So today we're going to go over, let's just start with an order here. Let's work on our work page. And where's the content? Let's just go down to the content here. Okay. I'll minimize that for now. Okay, so the work page, let's use the home page, I think, as good thing to copy. So let's go to home page. We want to go to settings and we want to duplicate this page, and this is going to be called work. We'll create that page. Okay. Now going back to our content, we can see our work right here. Our work content, our text. Transforming businesses through design. And let me get the wireframe up. Okay, 3 full studio. That's the blog, individual blog. Ah, there it is. Okay. So this is going to be very much like the blog page, which is the journal page. I use like journal, blog, and news kind of interchangeably. It's all kind of the same thing. It's dynamically generated postings. But anyways, it's going to look very much like that page where we're going to have, let's go to the journal page, where we're going to have the main like featured work, and then we're going to have 2 below kind of sectioned off in columns like this for the work. So in this one, we didn't write any like subtext. Should we have one? We could do something like pixel. Did I say pixel? It's talking to the third person or something like we work businesses of all sizes in order to like turn their vision into reality. I mean, that's really cheesy. That's really cheesy. Excuse me. Ugh. Got a little frog in my throat. That's pretty cheesy. Gonna make note. So, I mean, the idea, we transform businesses to design. And what I mean by that is that when we're working with a business, we can either kind of revamp their whole look and their whole brand identity. And that transforms how they do, because they can they could reach a whole new audience, right? Because their brand could appeal to a different type of customer. Or a new type of customer, or reach out to the customers that they've always been trying to appeal to, right? So we transform that through design. And I think the idea is, when I'm saying we work with business of all sizes, which the whole point is, like, if you're small or you're medium or big, whatever, we'll work with you. But we turn their visions of like how big it is that you want to be. You know, maybe you have 10 clients, but you want to get to 100 or 1,000, whatever your vision is, we'll work with you to help that make it into something that's real, something that's tangible, right? I mean, I don't say something as direct to the point of like, we drive results. I don't know if that's too direct. Copy is never my strong point, which is why I have other people to do that for me, generally speaking. Right. Okay, so we don't need a call to action, and we're just going to get into the businesses. Now, are we going to do the same thing? I think we can, right? Because it's still going to, I'm just looking at the wireframe here, and we have the same thing for here. We have a featured client. And then, yeah, it's the same thing. And then it's the name. And then it's the 3 or 4, whatever different services that they used. So what we'll do then, or now, is that's the featured client, and we're going to have multiple featured clients. Because, to be honest, not every single work or company that I work with is going to be on this portfolio page. It's like, the idea is to keep it, the cream of the crop, right? Like if you're an illustrator, you want to get a job at Pixar to do some animations, you don't put in the stuff you made, when you were in grade 2 and you have like little stick drawings. Although there could be something said to say like a before and after from like where you were to where you are now. But generally speaking, when you're making a portfolio, you want to have like you want to put your best work forward, because oftentimes if you're trying to get into the mind of a potential client or customer, or even if you're having a portfolio because you want to have you want to get a job, right? So people are reviewing different people for a position. You have like 30 seconds, maybe not even, to catch someone's attention. So you can't have a whole lot of text. You can't have a whole bunch of stuff. You want to have your best of your best that can somehow, like when you display it, that'll catch the person's attention quickly, and not only catch their attention, but also transmit the information so that the person knows exactly what it is you do, right? So you need to be able to convey what you do and how you do it and what you've done in a way, that takes someone like seconds to be able to kind of just digest that information. Way easier said than done, for sure. Okay, so now we want to do like more clients. I don't even know if we should call it that. Or maybe because we know it's going to be a 2-column grid, we can just throw that in there. And I mean, yeah, this is what we're going to have. And we're just going to have our clients. I wonder if it would be cool in the middle of this to throw in like a nice quote from a client. Like in between this one and these two, there's a nice quote of, what it's like to work for us or work with us. Or maybe we'll just let the work speak for itself. Hopefully. Hopefully. So we don't need this section. And I think the let's talk makes sense here. You look through our work. Hey, let's have a chat. So what companies are we going to showcase here? Let's see. Where do I want to put? One more. Yeah, I have a couple more that I'm working on that aren't quite finished yet. And I want to put... Oh, yeah, I guess I can put it there. So this is our website for Andrea and I, of our podcast that we have together, which this is getting completely revamped yet again into something really cool that's coming up. Oh yeah, I'm so excited about this. So excited about so many different things. But this is an example of a membership site, right? So it's a membership. You click here, you put in your details, and then it connects directly for payments, right? So the reason I want to put this in there, because it's kind of like a personal site, but the thing is it conveys all the different things that we do, right? So this is more of a, this is a membership website, right? This is a membership. This is an app. There's also, I can also do stuff about like video production as well too. So, like the stuff that I just did yesterday, some video production. So I could put that into the portfolio as well too. So anyways, lots of things to do here, or potential different clients we can have. And I'm gonna have to spend time writing that. I'll probably do that offline, in the sense that I'm still not quite sure, what it is that I'd be able to share, if that makes any sense, as I'm, writing content. So, anyways, yeah, that's probably what we'll do. So, but for now, what I want to do is I just want to change these background images, because having the same images is just driving me crazy. All right, so here's we're running into our first problem. Okay, so now, because these are static images and static content, in the sense that it's not being generated through the this thing, through a CMS, you can't update the images in here without updating them for all of them, right? So if I change that to this, it's going to update all of them because they're all the same class. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're either going to have to change the class for each one of these images, depending on the client we're doing, or we're going to have to put it in the database. It's going to the database. So this is our work, or we can't really call it work. Oh, do we want it? Shit. I'm trying to think now. Right. The reason why I did not want to put it into a database is because each portfolio page can look drastically different based on the type of information that I have and the type of work that is done. But that being said, can I still lay it out in a way that is very similar? I probably can. Like every single, so the point of what I'm saying is that one website might have a video, another website might not. Another one might also have some animated graphics. Another one might have 3 quotes. Another one might have only 1 quote. And where are these components or elements? Where are they going to fit on the page? Especially if they're different, right? And we want to make sure that each page is still going to look good if it's missing things. So the question is how are all these blocks and pieces going to fit together if they're different? So I think it's just going to mean a little bit more planning in terms of how we structure the page, which generates the information for each work item, right? For each portfolio piece, which we haven't gotten to yet, how you style an individual page which has dynamic content. Like, for example, a blog post. When you click on a blog, you get to that individual post and then you display the content on there. So that's pretty similar because they're all going to have the sidebar. They're all going to have just your text, your title, and your image or whatever. Then it's just kind of like a block of content. But with this, like text. But with this is going to be a little bit different because there's going to be lots of different blocks that some portfolio items are going to have versus others. So now that I'm talking that through, I think it'll make sense to do it like this. And we'll just deal with the different elements that each work page can have. And maybe I'll just make them very similar too, instead of going too crazy. So let's say we have our work page. Well, let's not say we do. Okay. So let's edit that. This is the client, their business name. So I don't make sure to put Jane. All right. So what do we want to have? We want to have the just featured image. So that's an image. Oh, you know what else we're going to need? Okay. Let's just create this for a second. What is with this thing and not saving? on the button click. Submit that bug to Webflow. Oh, so here's what I was saying before. If you have 0 items in your collection, you can hit here, like add 5 items, and it'll just auto-populate every field with like dummy content, which is kind of cool. And then you could use that to go ahead and create the layout for a page, which we're probably actually going to do once we figure out all the different pieces we're going to have in our work collection. Okay, so what I want to do here is, where was my thought going? Oh yes, I want to go in here for the services that we offer. Ooh, can I call it services? I don't think I can call it services because, oh, I can. Oh, no. We're going to have a services page, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have a services. Right, and these aren't going to be collection. Okay, so we got to be careful. So we got to be careful because this auto generates a URL, right? When you create a collection. So like if I had services, then that creates this page here, which means I wouldn't be able to have just a static page called services. Or I could, but it'll just be... Or do I want it to be like that? Or do I? What do we have here? Okay, yeah, exit without saving. Okay. Nope. Journal. Journal/journal page. And I still have a page of journal, which works. Okay, maybe, yeah, it'll still work. Okay, what am I thinking? Okay, right. So we'll do this. You want to do services or? Yeah, cancel. Yes, discard changes. I like everything singular. Let's keep it consistent. Okay. Okay, it needs to have a name. And then I know, what do we have here? Okay, we have a number. Let's just say service number. And it's also going to have, well, it has a name. And it just has text. Just regular text. So service description. Let's edit this. Okay. I think that's it. So let's create that. And then just so you can see here. Oh. So we want, what do we want? Oh, services here. Okay. So let's create a new service. This is website design. Service number 01. The reason why I put this as a text field as opposed to a number field is because with a number field, you can't do a trailing 0. Or even something like this if that's what I wanted to do, which I think I do want to do. Yeah. I need to make this smaller so I can see the whole thing. Okay, that's the service description. All right, let's create that. remove the dot. Or should I? No, keep that in there. Yeah, looks good. Brand strategy. Oh, 03. I'm thinking here, even right off the bat, or not off the bat, but while I'm looking at the services and the services offered, I'm thinking that we're going to have more fields here to add some more information. So for the example, especially with this content creation, right? So I think I say here, podcast, whatever, I think I'd want to go into a little bit more detail of each one of these different things. And also if there's any information for like app development, talk a little bit more about that. Give them a little bit, give the audience or the reader a little bit more information of what exactly that means, right? I think that's important. I think we're missing that. So we'll put that in. And maybe, we can still launch before that is 100% complete to our satisfaction, but as long as we're out there. And then we can start making some business cards. And then we can start doing a little bit more networking and connecting with people. Okay, so the reason I wanted to do that, because I want to go into work, go back in here, add a field, and we want to be able to multi-reference. Services rendered, right? Oop, no space there. And that's for services. And that's required. So when I create, a new portfolio item, I'll be able to add on multiple different services to that work, which makes sense. You guys will see here in a minute how that's going to work. So, okay, services rendered. What else do we want from it? There's going to be like an introductory sentence or text. Do we want it to be like a rich text field, or do we want it to be just like a little plain text area? Just like an introduction. Okay, let's hang on, this is too small. Right, number 5 and 6. Right. So because I'm not sure of this layout, so I know I want to have an area to have multiple different images. I want to have an area. So the way that I have it written down here or sketched out in the in the wireframe is that it has the service and then the description and then some images below, and then kind of repeat that. Because if you're offering them a specific service, you should be able to provide a description of what that service is or was, or like what was the, what were the outcomes. Okay, so let's put this as, and can that just be a simple rich text field where we can add in some images and put in like a gallery? I think that would be better for a gallery. So we put this, let's put this as service number 1. Or do we want to label it now? Just 1. We don't need no trailing zeros. No need to get too fancy. This is internal facing. Service number 2. So there's going to be lots of these. Well, not lots. There's going to be, right now we have up to 5. So we're going to do up to 5. Now, not all of these are going to be in use for every single, portfolio item. Like it could be for a company, all they want is a website. So I'll use service number 1, fill that out. So like, for example, this one here is going to be required, but all these other ones are going to be optional. So we want to do so we have a quote 1. I'm wondering if we should do that quote in a rich text field, because I'm thinking we're going to have the quote. We're going to need, what else do we need? We're going to need an avatar for the author. And then we're going to want to have, we're going to put this in the database. I don't want to just put in a rich text field. So quote number 1. Let's just do this just to distinguish it a little bit. So that's the quote. Quote number 1. Author. Name and like their job. Oh, do I want it all in here? Or do I want it separate? Yeah, separate. More flexibility. Name and like title. Yeah, name and title, and then an image. Quote number. Oh, it's also number 1. Image. No, avatar. Headshot. And going back to this, there's something we're missing here, I think. Yes. We want to have what am I thinking? I'm thinking, yes. Service number 1, gallery. All right, throw that there. Can I just duplicate this? No, that's annoying. Okay, let's do it by hand. Another one. So this is service. Is it time for some music? Let's copy that so not to duplicate it. Service number 2. Number 3. 4. 5. Yeah, that's also required. I want to have another quote as well too. I want to put name. I want to put author. That makes more sense. And this is like the author. Let's get a little more descriptive, just in case somebody somewhere in the future is looking at this or using it. Author, job title, and image. Quote to author, headshot. Same thing here. There we go. Music. Music time. So this is playing like stream beats and their lo-fi music. I wonder if there's another type. I don't know. Lo-fi is not so bad. But I might get tired of it. I want to have something else. But it's just something, there's no words. Just some music to just kind of chill, relax to. Like study music. Can you play other like YouTube streams like within your stream? Like there's like the lo-fi girl and like there's like the hip like chill hop. There's all these other streams. Can you just play that music on your stream? I mean, my gut is telling me no, because everything is everything's not allowed. Okay. What else do we need in here? So we have an introduction. I think we also want to have, excuse me. I don't know what this would be called, but like an outcomes. You know, like this is what is the result of working with us. Something like that. I don't know where that would be. Where that would be on the page. I think I'm going to want to put even a little bit more work into that, onto that page. It's going to make more sense when I actually start writing some of this content. So we might have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Not the drawing board, like I know exactly I have an idea of exactly what it's going to look like, but I just don't know exactly how I'm going to place different types of content. If that makes any sense. That's a lot. So, okay, we're going to have the works. We're going to have the client name. Do we want to have... Where'd that page go? Oh, here it is. Does it make sense to have a synopsis of what the company itself does? Is that part of the introduction? Like, this is what I mean. Introduction to company / client. And then we have another field, which is statement of problem. Right? So this is where we talk about, so this is how it'll flow, right? You have the client name, introduction to what it is that they do, very quick, you know, Nike, we make shoes. Here's the problem that we're having. And then I think then we go in with the different services and quotes. And then at the bottom, you have the results. And here's, after all that we've done, here are the results. Increased revenue 10x, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, maybe it's like get in touch with us. You know, here are more clients, you know, or on to the next case study. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So how's this going to look like? Okay, let's generate 5 items. Okay, I mean, it comes up with stupid names for clients. But whatever. So let's just... Oh, you know... Yeah, okay. I also have an idea. How that actually is application development. Right on. Oh, it does have... Right. And then this is whatever. And this, of course, is application development. And say this. And then we have... Center for Sustainable Soils. It really was just a website design. And then we had... And again, website design. Very simple. Oh, fills the stuff up with a bunch of stuff. Holy jeez. Okay. So we'll save that. Okay. So now let's go back to the home page. Oh, no. Sorry. One more thing. No, that's not what I want to do. We need to add one more field, and we need to add in selection if we want this featured or not. Save. And this one is featured. So now if we go back here, this featured client is going to have to be... Well, no, that's okay. This is what it's going to be. It's good. We're gonna draw it from the collection. And then so we're going to go here. What? Oh, of course, it needs to. You need to have a collection first. Works. I hate that name. I'm gonna put it like clients instead. No. Yes. No. Clients might be default for something else in the future. Anyways, like works is stupid. I think it should be work. Anyways, that's not important. What do we want? We want to do this because, right, we want to set that to, yep, it's a background image. However, we are going to override the background from the featured image. See how the images are different depending on which, what's the word I'm looking for? Depending on which client it is. Of course, it's repeating some of these images, but not much we can do about that. And this background image is, I think it was tall. There we go. Perfect. And now we're going to go with a new div, and then we're just going to copy this stuff over. So we had a text. Ooh. We want this to be a link too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. What do we want to be able to click on? The whole background? Yes, I think so. Sorry, I'm just thinking now because link block. We want people to click and then go to that actual, client, right? So how do we need to display this? I think we need to display it as a block. And let's undo that. We need to name that, link to collection item. So let's just see. Yeah, you hover over top. That's going to take you to that page. Excellent. Oh, we don't want to go there. We want to go back home. We were at home. Okay, so we got the link. We got the background image. And this is going to be, what is that going to be? That's going to be your featured client details. And we had... We had a text block, but should this be heading 2? Should it be a heading? No, it's not a heading. It's not a heading. Well, yeah, get the text. It's going to be the client business name. And it's going to be featured client name? Client name. Just client name. And then we're also featured client details, client name. And then we have their services. Oh boy. How did it look before? All right, because, oh, that's a block. So this is a little bit tricky. How do I... Each collection item, so each portfolio item, has between 1 to 5 different services that are rendered. I want to put a character in between each service. But it's going to be a character in between each service minus the number of services that have been offered. So if there are 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, then I want to have a dot in the middle of 2 of them. And you can see that right here. where there's this dot, this dot. But how do I do that and generate that? Automatically. Now, if it was, and I mean, that's application. It's basically, it's just like generate this many number of this item, and that take and generate a certain number of like a div column based on this amount of items in the database minus one, right? So you just go into your database, iterate how many service offerings you have, and then add in this many number of columns, minus one. So take that number, count them up, subtract one. That's the number of divs I want you to generate. In this case, dots. But you can't do that with this. I don't, without having to write any kind of custom code, I don't think there's any way to find out how many items, because this isn't even the number of items in a collection. This is the number of items within a specific part of the collection. And I don't know internally how they built their system to have this like multi-reference fields. Like it's probably just like an array in one of the tables. Because that array is just saying, oh yeah, well that's part of, category 1, 3, and 6, or services, 1, 3, and 6. It's probably how it's done. Okay. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So I think what we're going to have to do instead is we're going to have to do something different. Okay, so we're still going to have here our featured client services. Yeah, do we want it inside its own div, or do we just want a text? I think just the text will be good. Oh my goodness, are we not even allowed to call that on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Problem. We cannot reference the... What field is it? We can't reference the services rendered. Why not? Why can't we reference that? Why? I mean, when we're on this specific page here, we should be able to get them, right? We can't even reference it here? That makes no sense at all. Something's going on. Something's wrong. Is it not saved? change it to work. It still says works. It won't let you. Can I call it? Does client work? Client works. But either way, let's save it. Let's see if there's just some kind of weird. All right, what does Webflow call this again? Okay, Webflow reference, multi-reference collection item. Let's see what these guys have to say. We're transitioning to workspaces. Okay. Reference. Yes, I want to use it in my design. Please and thank you. Okay. To use a multi-reference field in your designs, connect a collection list to this field in a collection page that has your field. Collection list settings. Okay. So here's the collection list. I don't know what that means. Oh, is this a video? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's got to be a separate. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it looks like I'd have to, I couldn't even do this. So if I go like this, if I want to add a new collection, like it doesn't, you see, there's no multi-reference thing here for like the services that are offered within a client. So, however, if I go into the work page, oops, not that one, this one, which is you're inside the client. So now I want to add the list of services I've done for them. So if I go here, now I could add another collection, and this one allows me, so you can get stuff within here, but this is what I want. I want the services. So these are the different services that were offered. So I do that. And then in here, I could go, I could add this text block, and that's going to be the names, right? So for this company, Center for Sustainable Soils, there was this guy. So if I did Ocean Frontier, why are they all showing up? They shouldn't all be like this. They should all be updated based on the page. Oh, that's weird. Maybe, did I not set it right? No. But what's the collection? Did I do that right? Let me try this one more time. Oh, right. I just did all services in general. Okay, that's not what I want. I obviously want to get the services reference, which is the multi-reference field. That's better. This is much better. This should work. So let's get rid of this. Yeah, I can see already that it's working. So text block, get that. This is going to be the name. There we go. So they had 4. This one, yeah, just had the 1. I think pathway, it was just web design. Right. Data shift, whatever. It's got, just the 1. Ocean Frontier has 4. I think these guys, just the 1. This one, 2, right? So it can work on this individual page, but it's not going to work, unfortunately, on the home page. So basically, they're making it like a collection within a collection. It's collectionception, if that makes any sense. Oh, this is so frustrating. Okay, you try to do something one way, and then you have to like redo it because it was wrong. Well, not that it was wrong, but what we can do is a bit of a pain in the ass. So here are the options that I'm thinking of to solve this problem on the top of my mind. I don't like this, but no, that's not what I want. So this is off the top of my head. So instead of having this multi-reference field, which we'll not be able to access, we can have up to 5 different, like, here's what we can do. We can do just one link. So service offered number 1, and that is going to be through the services, right? Then we could do another one. Service offered number 2. I think this is going to be the way to go now that I think about where we can go here in the future. That's going to be the same thing. We're going to save that. So, and then for these guys, that was all the way at the bottom. So this one was application development and then brand strategy, right? So we did those 2. So now when we go to the home page, we're going to go to the featured client service. And this one here is going to be, right, and you can see it here. Service offered number 1, service offered number 2. You get all the different options from each one of those service offerings. So we want service number 1, and that's application development. And then what we can do here is see how we had this thing, this little divider. I could go like this. So yeah, featured client services, is that right? Oh yeah, this needs to be client service. That's why it's not. that should work. Featured client services. Did I not spell that right? No, I did not. Featured. There we go. So we have service 1, and then we can, we can have another one here, and this again is client service, except for here it's number 2. And then we can have another dot, right? So what we can do, if there was only 2 items, then, or even if there's, like, say there was only 1. So if there was only 1 service that was offered for this company that's featured, we would want to go for this one. We can have some settings here. We have some conditional visibility. We would say this element is visible when, and that would be service number 2. Oh, there's so many different things here. So many different services. We need to clean this up. So yeah, when this service offered, when that thing here is set, and save that. So if there's a second one that is not set, this one won't show. And so we have here app development and brand strategy. Let's just go in here real quick. Let's go into that client work. And I think that was with this guy. There's 2 of them set. So let's unset this one, right? So there's nothing here. And then if we go back to the home page, see that dot is gone. See that this dot is gone. This one is not, shouldn't be here, right? So there's no dot. And then we'll have to do the same for all these other ones. So we'll have to program in 5 different services, 4 different dots, and depending on the number of services. And then basically we'll just program it in a way so that if it's not set, then it won't show. And what we want for this client collection here, we want to filter this one as well to only show if the featured is on. And we want to limit again to only 1. Yeah. And then, so that's all in the featured client. And then this background image is displayed. It says no items found. So this is the empty state of the collection. Why is there, oh no, there's one found. And this here is this old stuff, which we can, actually all of this we can delete. And this we can delete as well too. Okay. So that's what we'll do. And that's what we're going to have to do for this. So let's clean this up because this is already nasty. Okay. Number 1, I don't like this here. I think this should be a case study. We're still going to call it work. Or should we? Or should we call it case study? Like this. What makes the most sense? I definitely want... No, we're going to call it work. Okay. So this is... I hate having all this. Like, this is a lot. Like, this makes the whole form here to, like, add in something, like, super busy. But again, this is an internal thing, so it's like, it's just me. Okay, first things first. I need to, oh, you know what? Okay, save that. I feel like I'm gonna have to go. Oh no, I should be. No, let's go into here. I need to delete this collection because it's not gonna let me delete this field if I don't, which is this one here. Delete. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do this one by one. Oh, that's annoying. Service offered. Can I? Is there another way to reference? Let's just hang on a second. Why can't I show? At the moment, you can show only on a collection page and not within a collection list. Support for nested collections list is planned. Okay, so how are they on this? Good news. We've officially launched the ability to nest a child collection into a parent collection in your design. Really? Well, how come I didn't find how to do that? Let's see.
Here's a list of locations for Taco Bell in our area. It's just a collection, a simple database in Webflow that has a list of locations. And for our second collection here, we have some special properties for each location. Open late, drive-through, whether they serve breakfast, and of course, if you can get KFC at the same location. 2 collections, 2 databases that are entirely unlinked for now. Over the next few minutes, we're going to take these and make a list of all our locations, but it's going to include the info, the special features each location has, and we'll do all of it without writing a single line of code. Let's do this in 4 parts. We'll go through the collections. We'll look at each database to get a top-level view of what we're working with. We'll create a multi-reference field, so each Taco Bell location lists whether it's open late, it has a KFC. We'll make the actual collection list, which will do all the heavy lifting, so we won't have to redesign it for every location. Then we'll use a nested collection list to add the list of features to each Taco Bell. Let's start with our collections. As we know, we have 2 databases here.
So we could just nest it? Okay, let's do that again. Yes, exit. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out on our own. So, services. Right? That's what we wanted. And it's a multi-case reference to services. Right? Right. Okay. So, right. So, case study, these guys, 1, 2, sure. Save that, boom. Okay, so we want a nested collection. Case studies, no, homepage. Okay. Here we are. So collection item, right? Background, right? So here's where we need that nested stuff. So can we, oh, we can just throw it in. Look at that. Ah, and it knows that it's nested and it only allows you to get things that are within there. Ah, so is this a multi-reference field? Service number 1. Oh, multi-reference because a gallery is just automatically made as a multi-reference to select the different images. Cool. Oh, services rendered. There we go. And then in here, text. And just the name, I guess. Boom. Right? Client name. Where is this one? Oh, that's this one. Interesting. So we're going to have one slight problem I can see here. What's this text dot divider? Alt 7. Okay. So that is client service, and this is and then because this is going to have to be, is it on the whole collection? Is this one here? I have to call it featured client services. Oh, maybe on this one. It's not quite rendering right. That's okay. We can fix that at some point in a second. But what I want to know here is how this is structured in the HTML, because we don't want to display this last dot, right? So this is the whole list. And it's got, okay, so what is this called? This is called, yeah, right. So this is the featured, because they're all in divs. And then everything goes into divs. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more annoying. Okay, so we're just going to have to do a little bit of custom code here. I don't know if I want to do this here or let's just, I don't know, it's just. Okay, featured client list, and then we're going to do div. Is that going to work? Can it work on divs? It should be able to. I want to get the last child. And then within that, I need to get, what's it called? Text dot, what did I call it? Oh, is it still on here? Whatever it is, and then I'm just gonna see if that'll work to hide it. Text dot divider. So what I want this code to do is find this and then take the last. So within that, there's a bunch of div tags that are like right below it. And then I want the last child. And then look, when you're at that, look in here and then just, and take this style and give it a display of none. So it won't display. And there we go. See, it's gone. So that's perfect. I mean, it's not perfect. This is all just not, it's all messed up. But that's okay. So I think what we need to do, well, what should we do? Okay, that's an easy fix. That's just like little stylistic things that we'll have to update. But let's just make sure our home page is good. You know, this little lemonade thing is also bothering me here. let's replace it with our, we still have our little, with our little world on fire picture, which is not, oh. I don't know what that was. Okay, so we established we don't need this. We don't need this. Is there a way to make this cleaner now? Off the top of my head.
Here, let's go into locations.
No, I don't want to play that. I want to play Spotify. Let's turn that down. Okay. So, right. Is there a way to simplify this? Now, I'm thinking not, because every different case study is going to have a different number of services, right? So, and I'm not going to know how many services there are when I'm starting a new collection. So all the fields are going to have to be there. And Webflow is not, like, I mean, if I had a user interface, I would just have, you know, input your selection or input your client, right? Like create a new case study and then hit plus to like add another service. And that's what would add to the database, right? But that's, I'm not making an interface. So this is just kind of the framework of what the database needs to be able to fit. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and have the 5 different services that can be offered, to have a description area, and then also have attached with those the gallery, so I can attach images for that service. And then, yeah, I wonder if it should be service number 1 or service, like what the actual description is. Because maybe if it's a service for, you know, web design, I want to have different images than if it's a service for visual identity. So like, for example, the visual identity, I might want to have a collage of all kinds of different sizes of images. Maybe I could just do that with the images anyways. Like, it just depends. Like, I can have the images, I can make that the images are displayed are true to their size and they're not like resized into like squares or what have you. So that way I can have a nice collage, almost like a Pinterest board of different images. Yeah, to be determined. Bottom line is, yeah, this has to stay. Results and outcomes featured. Yeah. That's a good collection. I think that's good. And should only be 1 featured at a time. Okay. So that's the home page. Right, all that, and we haven't even gone to the work page. So let's see, what do we have for the work page? So this, we're going to do the same thing as the journal. We're going to add in a collection. This is basically the same thing. Can we copy and paste from the home page? Like this whole featured client page. Let's copy that. And yeah, paste it. Oh, did I? Oh. Oh, that's not the right one. Why isn't it? Didn't copy it. Should I just paste? It's not copying it. It's like I can't paste anything. Okay. What have we done here? We haven't really done anything yet. So you know what? Let's scrap this. Let's just put this in here for now. And let's okay, now we're gonna create a new work page. Once again, let me just copy this stuff so I don't forget. Okay. Okay, now we have this here in the featured client list. We don't need this. We don't need this. But what we are going to have is a 2-column with featured client on the inside. Let me copy this. That's, yeah, 2 column. Whoop. And paste that inside just so we can see what it is that we're working with, because in here we're going to have a collection once again. Actually, again, can we copy this into here? Oh boy. Cannot have more than, what did it say? Collection list on a single page. Okay. So that could be another problem. In the way that we want to, no. You know what? And we did this for the, it's not stupid at all. We did this for the journal page as well too. Okay, this is we can fix this. We can fix this. Let's calm down. Basically, the problem is I want to have this one featured where it's like going the full screen or full width of the whole container. And then I want the other ones to kind of stagger at 2 by 2. So we can change this pretty easily by just using the grid feature. I don't know why I didn't do this before. So we don't even want this featured client kind of thing. What we want is, okay, hang on, let's delete that one, or just this whole one. Okay. We still need this embed here because that's just the code. Let's just Okay. So let's just go here for a second, and we're going to go into the settings for the collection, and oh shit. Okay. We're not going to be able to filter whether it's featured or not. And we don't want to limit the display, right? So it's going to show up this. So we need to be able to sort it. So what we're going to do, because we just want the top one to be like, that's the featured one. So instead of being able to actually just mark it featured or not, or can we sort it? Yeah, I think we can. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna put it like on a different field and have it like a number. So we rank them from 1 to 5, and then we just sort by like the number, right? Which we might, do we want to do that anyways? So like is on first. So that featured is on. So these other ones are off. But what is their rating here? Or what is, like, how are they now sorted? So we have Andrea, center, and data shift. How are they? Is that how they did? Yeah, I don't know how they're sorted. Yeah, you know what? I think it makes sense. Let's have a sort order. Or do we just want to do it through time? You know, I'm thinking about how is this going to go, like every once in a while, every month or two we update it. There's a couple new client showcases that we want to put on there. Do you want them to go at the top? Do you want them to go at the bottom? Or do we do, the ones that we're most proud of, or the ones that are the best, marketing tools? I think it could be variable. So let's go to here. Oh, not here. Sorry. Let's go to here. Let's take a look at the collection. So we're not going to do featured. Or should we keep it featured and then also have a sort order? So if we want to very quickly just bring it up to the top, maybe we'll do that. Okay. So we'll keep that, cancel that. We'll just put another one here, which this one will actually be a number. And we're just going to do sort order. The lower number is first. Yeah. Lower numbers get sorted first, or get sorted to the top. Okay. So we could still give this a sort number, right? Let's just even go by tens. So maybe we want this one next. 20. See what I mean? How long these things are? It's really annoying. Let's do that one 20, or that one, we did that one 40. So this one we do 30. And this one we do 50. Okay. Okay, so we have our collection list. First, it's sorted by if it's featured. Then it's sorted by sort order, smallest to largest. And that was data shift center for Andrea and Pathfinder. Boom. There we go. This no items found is the empty state for this nested thing, which means that there was no actual like category. Yeah, there's no categories that were selected. Now, if there does happen to be nothing there, I don't want it to say no item found. I don't want it to say anything. I want it to be completely blank. So let's go to here and let's say this is an empty state, which is what it is. Empty state. And I want this it just doesn't display. Actually, no, you know what? I want the empty state hidden. Hidden will hide it because other things could be empty states, but I still might want to have something like, oh, nothing to post here, nothing to see. So, check back later. So, yeah. But why don't I see this? Oh, when you hover over, so when you select empty state, that actually, it shows you what the UI state if it was empty, but we actually don't want to be on empty. We want to be on items. So show the items. And this one doesn't show any items, which is fine. Which is perfect. Okay. So now what we want to do, okay, we have each collection item. So each image is a link to that project. Do we want the name to be a link too? Yeah, I feel like we do. So we want to have a link here, and that link is just going to be client name. Doesn't need to be the same. Client name, link. So we can get rid of that. But in the text, we want the current case study. That's for the link. And then we want the text to be the business name. And then we'll style the link, accordingly once we get to that point. Okay, what's next? Right, we want to change this to be featured and then everything else to be a grid below. So what we're going to do is we want to put this into this whole collection. So this is the collection, this is the individual item. So, and there's an empty state here. That's empty state for the entire collection, which again, we're never going to have, oh, sorry, we don't have any clients or any work to show, but let's put it here hidden anyways, just in case. Oh, you know what? We're not going to do hidden. We're going to do there's a problem showcasing our do I want to say case studies? Please check back soon. We'll have to fix that because this is styled horribly, but hey, there we go. Right. So this is the list itself, and this is the actual item. So I think here is where we want to have the grid. So we have 2 column grid. So that's going to grid everything up, right? That's what we want, but we want the first one. So let's say this is going to be featured. So we're going to add another class here so we can modify the grid. And what we want to do, oh, are we going to be able to do this for the first one? Ooh. We certainly can. So I want to edit. This might be a little harder to do because it's the first one. All right, hang on. Let me think. Because I want to, I need to be able to highlight the specific grid. Okay, hang on a second. This might have to be custom code here. All right, so we can. All right, so this one here, you see how you can have different elements go, like this is a 4-column grid right here, but you can have the first element here span 4 columns, and that's what we want for the first one. We want it to span two columns. So how do we do that? I can't remember specifically. Oh. It's like a column start. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have to. So we basically have to target the first featured item, the first element in the grid, and give it and tell it where to start and stop. And we want it to basically stop in column 1 and end in column. Well, so that's 5. Why is it written in? Okay, so we're gonna go here. So we have, okay. So here's grid column 2 and it's featured, right? This is the first div. So we're just gonna have to do the first div. Okay, so let's take that. And let's open up this again because this is gonna be custom. We might have to put this in like a global setting. Oh, yeah, you can't start with a 2. My bad. Right, because they're classes. I don't know what the. Yeah, it's just a class of element. Okay, so we're gonna do. Yeah, what is it? We're gonna do grid column start and end, or there's just a way to identify its span, I think, eh? With the provided name. Yeah, span 2. So how do we do the span? And what the hell is this? Don't know. Oh, so maybe just something like this. Okay. Where are we? Right here. Boom. It worked. Sweet. Excellent. So yeah, that's all we want. Because you can do it here within Webflow by just going on a grid and just clicking it and then updating the grid properties. But because it's a collection, it doesn't know how many items there are. So you can't select, oh, give me the 5th column or give me the 5th, grid item. So we just have to do it by hand. And I just totally forgot what the properties were to do that by hand. This is how I'm saying, like, stuff like this, it kind of spoils you sometimes. Yeah. So anyways, so what if we wanted to as well, like if we wanted to take, so we have 1, 2, 3, say we want to take the 4th one and we want to highlight other ones, right? So we want, like the 4th one as well to have the same grid span. We can do that. And then lo and behold, it's the 4th one. So maybe, if we want to stagger them or whatever, this is how we can do it. But I don't want to do that. At least not right now. So this code here, okay, so save and close. So if I go back to this journal page, I did this the backwards way where I have 2 collection lists. And the thing is that could slow down, like your website, right? Because you're you're making 2 calls to the database twice. Why would you do that? So I don't know why I did this. Maybe because I was super tired. I don't know. So we should fix this. So before we fix this, we're going to need to do this. Well, we don't need to, but we're going to. We're going to go here. We're going to take this code here. We're going to apply this. Do we want to apply it universally? Yeah, we are. So we're going to go, let's go to our project settings and let's go to custom code. So this code will appear at the head, at the start of every page. And we're going to put, actually, no, do we want to tab it? No. Yes. Yeah. So what this does is this is going to add this to every page. So no matter what page I am, if I have a 2-column grid and it also has the class of feature, that's what this dot is. So dot class name and then dot whatever. The first child, it's going to do grid column span 2. So that's saved. So this here, I can get rid of. But it's not going to show up here because that custom code only shows up when you actually publish a website. So that's okay. I'm okay with that because I know it's going to work. And what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go to the journal page. And I'm going to go in here. I'm just going to paste this. And I'm just going to, no, I can't paste it. Let's go here. I'm just going to put it in here just so that I know that it's working for this page when I do kind of get it going. Okay. So we got to watch out. So featured and then all articles. Okay. So we want to go right in here. Oh, you know what? I already have this here, right? This is a good list. And it's got the grid. It's got the journal details. but what it is it's published and if feature is off. So let's throw that off. So everything is going to be featured, and this is the featured one. We want to add a sort of is featured or is on, and it goes to the top. But I don't know if this makes a difference, but we're just going to drag that to the top just in case. Okay. So now we have it at the top. So this one here, this whole featured article, this is, yeah, let's get rid of that. And this is a 2-column grid. So all we should do is click this to featured and it should work. And it does. Perfect. Perfect. That's all we needed. And then we could play around with how we want this to look if there's anything else that we want to see that a little bit different. But that's it. That's it. That's all. That's beautiful. So whenever, again, this is when you got to think of things in components, right? So we can have a 2-column grid for a blog post layout or for a gallery of work or for other things too that might come up in the future, right? Might be testimonials. So this is where you can take components and reuse them on different pieces of your website. Now, if I would have had this designed beforehand, I could have easily have dragged and dropped and then I'd just run with it, right? So, and you know, it's been like 2 days of work. Well, not 2 days. It's been like, you know, a few hours. But, you know, if I could take 3 hours that I spent figuring this out and putting this in, you know, if I could just drag and drop it, that will save me like, you know, almost 100% of my time. So, excuse me, definite need for components. That's going to be cool. So much to do, so little time. Actually, there's a lot of time. I shouldn't lie. There's 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. If I only need to sleep, let's be generous. Sleep for 8 hours. That leaves 16 hours in a day. And then let's take off 2 hours for all the eating, shower, shitting, all the other stuff that you do. So take off 2. So that gives you 14 hours a day. Take off 2 hours spending time with the family. So that's 12 hours a day. There's 12 hours. Okay. Take off 2 hours for working out and exercising. That's 10. That's a lot. That's not a lot. Where'd all the time go? I think I'm being generous as well too in these other things. So anyway, that still leaves 10 hours of pure time to do work. So is that right? Yeah, because I took off a lot of time. So there could be between 10 and 12 hours a day for pure work. And if you're productive in that time, you get a lot of work done. And I think it matters too in terms of productivity. I think people, let me get close here. Let me get real. I think a lot of people would have a hard time with being, you know, taking 10 or 12 hours every day, being super productive. And again, if you're talking about dividing that by 7 days, so that's what, you know, those typical 80, is that 82 hours? With 7 times 10, that's 70. If it was 12 hours, 7 times 12 is 84, I think, because 7 times 2 is 14. Yeah, 84, that's 84. Yeah, so you're talking about 70 to 84 hours in a week. That's a lot for a lot of people. But it's a lot for a lot of people if you really don't like what you do, right? Could you imagine if you just like absolutely hate it and then you had to do it? I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, this has been almost 2 hours. It's just been sitting here. It's me talking to myself, talking to you, and just working. And it's like, it's 2 hours has gone by, and it's like, it feels like it's been 10 minutes. For me, anyways. It's like I could do this all day. All I need to do is get paid for this. That's the only problem. Stepping stones. This is a stepping stone towards getting paid. Yeah. So anyways, that was a little ramble aside about being a lot of time in the day. And like, if you really want to stretch it, like imagine you have 24 hours in a day and you're one of those people that doesn't like to sleep, which I think you got to get your sleep. It's so important. But if say you only need 6 hours of sleep, everyone has their own kind of range of how much sleep they need. Say you only need 6 hours of sleep, that gives you 18 hours a day. 1 hour of intense working out. So that's, let me write this down because I'm going to lose track, which I've already lost track. Okay, so you have 24 hours in a day, 6 hours for sleeping, that gives you 18. 1 hour for working out, 1 hour for eating, another hour for eating, or another hour for just your miscellaneous showering, going to the washroom. So that gives you 15 hours of the day. And then maybe 1 or 2 hours spending with the family. So that gives you between 12 and 13 hours. Again, so like imagine like 2 hours to eat and go to the bathroom. That's like crazy. So maybe that's only half an hour. So that gives you 15 and a half hours in the day to just work. And if you do that every day, so 15 times 7, that gives you 30. That gives you 90 hours. Like imagine like 90 hours. Like you'd be like twice as productive as someone who's working 40 hours a week. And probably even more so because someone that works 40 hours a week, I don't know, like I love coding Office Space. Like in a good week, I think I'd give a good solid 15 minutes of work, or maybe in a day. Right? So yeah, I think in one day, I think I do maybe 15 minutes of good, honest work. So a lot of people that work a full 8-hour day, you're not getting 8 hours worth of work, right? But if you're running your own company and you're like super focused and you want it to be successful, if you're working 80 hours a week, you're putting in like 80 hours of focused, determined work. Maybe not that much, but it should be pretty close. You know, if you're sitting there doing your own thing and you're just procrastinating on YouTube or Facebook or on your phone all day, then you're not going to get paid because you're not going to make any money doing that. So you can have somebody working 8 hours a week being like 4 times as productive as somebody working a full-time job equivalent. So you're getting 4 times the amount of work done like per week, which is like insane. So yeah, anyways. And then if you have other teammates with you that are working just as hard, working towards a shared common goal, shared vision, I mean, you guys could just kill it. You just kill it with a good product and something, you know, and a service that people actually want. You know, you have to bring value to people. Obviously, you can't just work on the wrong thing. You're just going to kill yourself in the sense, not in that bad way. Take it easy, just in the way like, you know, oh, it's killing me because you're working too hard and you're not getting anywhere. Right. Make sense? My thoughts for the day. I should have like a little overlay that I should press a button where it comes on like ramble, incoming ramble. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to make note of this. Let me bring this up. Right here. All right, so here's my Asana. Let's put in a section here. Ideas on stream, or ideas for stream. I have overlays to like announce. A segment. So let's put it to, so for example, if I'm going to ramble on a topic, have an like ramble incoming. Something like that. That would be kind of cool. All right. Okay, where are we? What do we want to do now? So, do we have the work page? Where are we with the work page? I think we got the work page. All right. So what do we have left? Is this good? Oh wait, what happened? Oh yeah. I was like, what happened? It's not full screen. But that's okay because not full screen. The first one's not full width. Ooh. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, I might have spotted something we might want to fix. These ones are all short for the background image. But we want the first one to be tall and the other ones to be short. Do we want that as well for the work page? I think the work page we want different. We want it to be very different. So this one, I would want let's see, what is it? Background image, and then it's also background. That's not gonna work. And then tall. I want the height to be 600 pixels. Oh, but I also want it to be like the first child. So we're gonna have to still use this. So hang on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, background image tall. Are we still in like featured client services? Inside container, featured client details. Where is this class again? Featured client services. Featured client details. Right, I think it's... I thought it was right here. Ah, featured client details. Okay, so that's obviously not going to show up there. We need it to be here. We got to do this again. So we have that column featured, first child, background image, make it taller. That's going to be taller than the rest. Yeah, well, yeah, close that. And so let's go to this journal page. We want kind of the same thing. So these are all going to be short. Do we want them short? Maybe just make them medium. Yeah, medium. And this one we could just make tall. And I think tall is 400, if I'm not mistaken. No, tall is more than 400. What is the tall? Wait, Medium's 300. Oh. My mistake. This is not tall. This is medium, right? You got to get your classes right. There we go. So then this one's going to be a little bit bigger than the other ones because it's featured. We want it to be a little bit bigger. Okay, good. I think, what are we at? 2 hours, 6 minutes. Time for a break. Stretch out. If you've been sitting at your desk working this whole time along with me, number one, thank you. That's awesome. And hope you had a really good, productive session. I think now is the time, though, that we need to get up, stretch around. I don't know, do a little bit of calisthenics, do some push-ups, sit-ups, whatever. Get active. Get stretching, get that blood flowing. Very, very important to keep that blood circulating to, the brain, I guess. I don't know. Just talking nonsense. But thank you so much for watching. I think, so we have 2 more pages to go. We have a little more, 2 more pages. We have the services page, and then we have the processes page, and then we have the internal pages for the work, and then the internal page for what's the other one for the blog. I think that's going to take us 2 days. That's going to take us the 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So by the weekend, we should have all the framework for all of our pages done. And then the week after, we can do design. And then also, hopefully on the weekend, I'll write the content for each individual client that's going to be showcasing. Write the content, and then we're going to have to create some animated GIFs and stuff like that. I'm probably not going to get all of that done over the weekend. I don't know. But hopefully we can get all of that. So this week, next week, hopefully by the 20th, for sure by the end of February, the site will be done. But I want to have it done hopefully by the 20th. We'll see. It's coming. It's coming soon. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it as always. And keep on working. Keep on trucking. And we'll see you here tomorrow sometime. All right. Have yourself a wonderful day.